having trouble trying to sleep.
You got the Sunday and Monday blues.
I'm counting sheep but running out.
You thinking about starting your own business?
As time ticks by,
Tick-tock.
still I try. No rest for cross-chops in my mind. On my own, here we go.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's an early appearance. Wait for it. The little red whistle is in the hizzo. All right, look. We're going to get down to business straight out of the gate today. I hit it. How many of you out there, let's just be real. Let's just be too legit to quit. Let's just show and put a little perspective on this. If you're listening out there, not streaming live right now here online on Facebook, but we are streaming live online. You're dialed in here. This is Business 1110, and here's the clinger zinger of the day. I just had to set it up that way. How many of you experienced Sunday or Monday blues in the last 48 hours? 24 to 48 hours. What are the Sunday and Monday blues? Oh, it's me. It's time to go to work tomorrow or today. I don't want to go. I just want to stay. Yeah, did you not want to get up and go to work today? Work for someone else? You thinking about working for yourself? There's some things you need to think about, and that's what we're going to discuss today here on the Unleashed Radio Hour.
You know that remodeling project you've been putting off because you didn't know who to trust? My wife and I were in the same boat when we decided to look for a contractor to remodel our master bathroom shower. We had heard all the horror stories about contractors doing a terrible job or not finishing the job at all. They take your money but leave you hanging. This is Chuck Jewell, General Manager of Salem Media Group, and I don't usually do endorsements, but I have to make an exception for the people at Tell Projects. My wife and I did our homework, and we found that Tell Projects came highly recommended with lots of satisfied customers. I was still skeptical, but given that they came so highly recommended, we decided to hire Tell Projects, and are we glad we did. The job was completed in less than a week and completely to our satisfaction. So if you have a remodeling project you've been putting off, call Tell Projects at 832-591-7991. That's Tell Projects at 832-591-7991. They'll do a terrific job.
This is Business 1110.
Yeah, my daily theme song. Wait for it. Wait for it. Here it comes.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 every day I'm hustling.
Yeah, let's get this straight. I hope you listen to that, because when you decided you want to get into your own business, every day you're hustling. And that is the truth with a capital T. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the experience known as the Unleashed Radio Hour. I'm your host, Ronklinger. Always a privilege and an honor to be on the airwaves with you here today on Business 1110 KTEK here in H-Town. Hey, look, I want to hit the pause button real quick. Lift it up, praise it up. We've been talking a lot about teams. We've been talking a lot about bench depth. We've been talking a lot about results, creating super fans for your business. Well, this town went Orange Crush on Friday. What do I mean by that? Well, those of us that were cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs crazy and decided to join in the chaos known as the Houston Astros Champions Parade. Yes, we did not. Hey, we didn't go out to the ballpark. We walked by it. But boy, howdy, 1 million plus in downtown Houston celebrating a world championship and World Series trophy with your Houston Astros. It was an amazing experience, one that through reflection, if you go back and look at some of our past shows where we talked about how deep is your bench, where we talked about championship teams and what it takes to be successful, so many analogies, so many different things to look at as to how, wow, they came from the depths and the basement of Major League Baseball only to succeed. And the reality is, it was through culture. Buzzword on this show. It was through leadership. Another buzzword on this show. And it was about having the right people on the bus, and the right seat on the bus, and enough bench depth where talent won you the championship. And that's all you could ever hope for your business and actually for your career. And that's where I want to take a spin here today and really begin to have a conversation and a dialogue of what I'm finding more and more and more and more taking place these days, which is individuals are desiring, they are wanting to stop being a cog in the wheel of someone else's business. And they have that inkling, they have that desire, that lure and that attraction to running their own business. Sounds great. Yay! Kind of from that reminds me of the Frosty the Snowman when they get to go outside and it's snowing for the first time. Yay! Say all the kids out of joy and jubilation. Well, guess what? I'm going to be really straightforward and truthful. Are there perks and benefits to running your business? Absolutely. Are there things that you get to do and being your own boss that you could never do working in someone else's system or working for a company or another entity? You bet your bottom dollar. And that is a hedge bet that you're going to make on yourself and the economy and whatever it is that you were called upon to do, however you're called upon to serve. You better think long and hard about that decision, because as the intro bumped back into this segment stated, every day I'm hustling, because that is truth. That is with a capital T, truth. So let's talk about that hustle. Let's talk about, look, and I'm not here to poo-poo on your parade. See what I did there, parade? But I'm bummed. We need one of those sound bites. That would be awesome. Right? I'm not here to poo-poo on your parade. I'm here to just ask you some honest questions. Heck, I don't even have all the answers, but I got the questions. And those are the questions that I want to just kind of put out, and we're going to process, and we're going to talk about, and I'm going to start with the most logical, applicable, appropriate place. So if you're out there listening while you're driving down the highway or the byway, or you're streaming live online, or if you listening to this as a podcast, because all the shows are produced and put out as a podcast at UnleashedRadioHour.com, also listed on iTunes, just search Unleashed Radio Hour. Here's the first and most important question. What's your why? You know, there's a lot out there that talks about your why and getting started. Why? Why would you want to be in business for yourself? Why is that a driving force? Because you've got to be honest and be able to look into the mirror and to say why it is you're doing what you're doing. What is it that you're going to do? You know, and there's many different ways to look at this. The first thing that I would encourage you to do, and this is the only way I know how to learn, it's no different than when I do career coaching. Whether it's someone who's in a career transition, no matter at what point along their career trajectory that they are on, or someone who hasn't figured it out yet because they're a high school or young college student and they don't know what they want to be when they grow up. Well, that doesn't change when you age. There's people that are still trying to figure that out, which is why we're having this conversation. So if you're getting the inkling, if you're getting the desire to start your own business, here's what I want you to do before you do anything at all. There's a wonderful, powerful tool called LinkedIn. If you're not on it, you need to be. But what I want you to do is if you're having I just need to do this and I feel I can be successful, that's great. And I'm not here to be a negative Nancy or a Debbie Downer to say don't do it. You see, what I'm trying to break down early on here in the show is there's a significant difference between a risk and a calculated risk. I'm in the calculated risk category. Now, when you take risk, you know, that's almost kind of like, hey, look, I'm just going to take this $1,000 and I'm going to throw it whatever I think might work. I'm not going to do any homework, but I'm going to put it into stocks or put it into some investment. Well, there's other shows for that. That is not the speciality of this show. But there's a risk inherent. You may not get it back. Now, the calculated risk is when you do your homework. You learn about you. You learn about what it is that you're trying to accomplish and achieve, and you do your homework. And see, and that's where the formula is simple. It's no different than choosing a major in college than it is to decide to go onto your business. Yes, the stakes are a little bit higher. Well, maybe not with the cost of higher education today, but a bump. And we know that, right? And that's because we as a society have allowed our lawmakers to make decisions on budgets that doesn't put education at the center of those purse strings. But, you know, that's a whole other topic. I'm escaping to a happy place. I'm just going to tell you, that's a whole nother topic for another day. But here's my point that I am going to get across. If you have a desire to go into your business or to start a business, to do a business, you really have some questions that you need to answer before you decide to make that leap. And that's what I want to get in. You know, the first piece is, and back to that LinkedIn network, here's what I'm saying. You got to do your homework. You got to do your homework. And you need to ask. It behooves you. Either you go talk to a small business developer, right? Different communities have through the Small Business Administration, through the SBA, not just because of loans, right? But they have people that you can go in and you can talk to who help people get businesses off the ground. And they can ask you some of the questions that I'm probably going to ask you here today. But you've got to be able to do the reflective analysis. You've got to be able to do the homework about starting a business before you decide, you know what, I'm just going to go start my business. You can take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. Well, the old adage goes along and says, you don't quit a job until you got a place to land on your feet. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Right? And so it's no different than if you're in a job and you want to go start a business. Well, you don't just go cold turkey and run into it. No, sirree, Bob. Doesn't work out that way. So do your homework. Talk to other business owners. Maybe talk to business. Get your feet in the water and say, you know what? Is there someone that I know that's in the business industry that I'm in? Maybe not locally, because it may be competition, but maybe I know somebody else across my network, hence LinkedIn, that I can talk to that runs a similar or like business. Or maybe you're just a pioneer and you come up with something that no one's doing. But then the reality becomes, okay, here's where if you were to draw 3 concentric circles, they kind of overlap each other. They look like a pyramid, 2 on the bottom, 1 on the top, and there's a center in the middle. And that's what we're working for. You see those 3 circles, one of them is what's a need? Because if there's no need for a product or service, you ain't going to be in business very long. If no one needs it, or you can't communicate, demonstrate, or sell the need, well, then that's not going to matter. Not only is there going to have to be a need, there's going to have to be a segment of the population to support your business financially that's willing to pay for whatever product, service, good that you provide. So first of all, it's got to be born of need. Second, people got to be willing to pay for it. And then the part that I think that comes in is that's all great and good and grand, but what's your purpose and what's your passion? Where do you come into the play? And then where do all 3 of those things intersect? Where's their need? Where are people willing to pay? And what is it that you're passionate about creating, doing, or being a part of? See, that epicenter, that middle where all 3 of those circles overlap, that's the key to your business. That's the key to being successful in business. Because you'll only be in business as long as there's a need and people are going to be willing to pay you. Now, you can have all the personal passion and purpose, but no revenue, no need. Well, I've heard before that there's words for that. I can't come up with this. I heard it before. There's a thing that's called. It's called a hobby. Something you enjoy doing, but no one's paying you to do it. Right? So that's all great and grand. No, case in point. Hey, you may love to garden, but are you selling your profits or your goods? Are you reaping what you sow? If not, well, maybe you're only doing it for yourself. But if you're not doing it on the mass level to where there's a market and people are willing to pay you for your homegrown goods, then it is just a hobby because it doesn't produce anything revenue-based for you. So again, I come back full circle to where I started this segment. If you're looking at and you're thinking about going into business for yourself or with others, that is great. I'm telling you, and I'm here. You can get a hold of me. Go out to motivationaltransitions.com. Go to unleashedradiohour.com. Call a man who can help you with your plan. It's in the commercial. I'm happy to do that. As a matter of fact, I'm so excited to help small businesses be successful that I started a networking group. It's called the Unleash Your Business Lunch Bunch. And the first group is up and running. I'm going to be adding more, so definitely go out, unleashedradiohour.com. Definitely go out to motivationaltransitions.com. And the whole purpose of the Unleash Your Business Lunch Bunch is to get together, no more than 6 people, myself included, so 5 others, where we sit at a table, break bread, and share about our business. These are individuals that are solopreneurs because they run their business by themselves. They have a small team and they're entrepreneurs. But you know what? There aren't networks truly out there to support that group in a positive, supportive way. You know, you got Vistage and you've got the Alternative Board, great organizations, but they have a threshold for your revenue per annum that you've got to have in order to become a member. Heck, I just want to help you be successful. And with that in mind, when we come back, talk about some more of those questions that you need to ask of yourself if you're looking at starting your business. You're dialed in. This is the Unleashed Radio Hour, and we'll be right back.
If you're retired or retiring soon, don't miss this free Money Matters Retirement Seminar. Learn how the Money Matters buy, hold, and sell strategy can help give you unlimited stock market upside when possible while helping protect you from a crash without being locked into an annuity. Choose the Galleria area Thursday, the Woodlands this Saturday, or Clear Lake Wednesday, November 15th. In addition, learn how to plan for retirement cash flow, strategies to help make your money last, and more. Reserve at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net or call 800-994-0302.
Are you living with pain? So was Lisa, a brave Marine wounded in Iraq.
After surviving an explosion, I was on horrible painkillers. I tried 1-hour pain relief, and now I'm pain-free all day without dangerous side effects. And it works in less than 1 hour.
Try it free for 1 week and pay only the shipping with no automatic shipments. Call 800-269-4200 right now or visit onehourpainrelief.com. That's 800-269-4200. 800-269-4200.
Attention managers, business owners, and human resources professionals. Do you struggle with positively engaging and developing your team? Hi, this is Ron Klinger, host of the Unleashed Radio Hour. For over a decade, I have been coaching and helping leaders just like you. From management and leadership training to individual coaching and support, I can help you address the everyday challenges you face in your business or organization. If you're looking for a partner to your success, call the man who can help you with your plan. You can reach me online at motivationaltransitions.com or by phone at 832-746-9760.
This is Business 1110.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for a quick segment here. We're dialing in. You're listening to the Unleashed Radio Hour. I am your host, Ron Klinger. Look, I'm getting into this topic because I've got a lot of friends, a lot of people that are out there who are truly trying to make it in this world by doing great things, by having that inner drive, that desire to own and to start your own business. But, you know, it's a lot easier said than done, like most things in life. You know, we went into this a little bit in that first segment. It starts with your why. Why do you want to start your business? What are you going to be in existence for? And, you know, how is that going to work for you? And I say that because there's a lot that goes into running one's business. And what I know from talking to small business owners, what I know from talking to people that run their business, which I'm a huge advocate for, that if you're thinking about doing it, that's who you need to talk to. Go talk to folks at your local area chamber of commerce. Go talk to your economic development people within your community. Utilize the resources so that you can make a well-informed decision as to what is in the best interest for you, your family, the lifestyle that you want. You've got to do this Covey-esque begin with the end in mind before you make the leap. Because when you're in and you're doing it full time, I'm going to tell you, I'm almost 3 years up now, coming this January. I didn't get into business to generate invoices. I didn't get into business to manage process flow. I didn't get into business for marketing and sales. I got into business to help develop the next generation of leaders through leadership training, through coaching services, through executive coaching. That's the doing part of my business, not the other stuff. But guess what? If you don't invoice, if you don't send the bills on your end ain't going to get paid. So then you're like, well, I'll hire somebody. Okay, good. How much do you know about employment law? How much do you know about hourly wages? How much do you know about all of those things that really come with an HR office? Oh, wait a minute. You don't have one because there's only you and somebody else running the business. And you want to hire contractors. You want to hire someone else to come out. There's a lot more to it, and I'm not trying to scare anyone away. What I'm trying to do is you better have done the homework before you decide to get into business for yourself. Why? I'm learning through the School of Hard Knocks, and I'm hoping to pass along those lessons learned to you so that you can think about what it is that you want to do. Because there's this attraction. There's this genuine desire that people have, that they want to run their own businesses. And that's great. Let me tell you why that's great. And this comes out, this is the U.S. Small Business Administration. This is a small business profile on the United States. That in the United States, this is from, I'm trying to find the date. I'll get it here. This is a 2017 profile that I had pulled up. Took a while to pull up, so that's why I had to double check. There are 29.6 million small businesses in the United States. 29.6, that add to the employment base of 1.4 million new jobs just this past year. There are 57.9 million small business employees, which is 47.8% of U.S. employees in the country. So almost half. There are 8 million minority-owned businesses. There's tons of factors that play into this decision that people are going to go into, and it's true that there are, at least close to almost half of our economy is on the backs of small businesses. So here's my question for you. What happens when those businesses aren't run effectively, or they start and they fail? How does that impact the economy overall? What about the leadership potential that's there when we're going to talk about the boomers retiring? Who takes over that business? That's why you better have super fans for your business. Wait, what's this super fan stuff? Go out to UnleashedRadioHour.com and go back and click on the podcast for the show about 3 weeks ago about creating super fans for your business. And no, newsflash, it's not your clients or your customers, it's your employee base. Firm believer, it's the title of the book that I'm working on and writing that's going to come out early 2018. Because look, here's the reality, and I love it how I can make it work and tie into the bump music. If you're going to make the decision to go out, start a business, launch a business, however that's going to look, talk about some different types in the next segment, it absolutely better, and most positively, it better kickstart that heart. Because if it's not, it's going to be a long road ahead. And that business is truly going to be living on a prayer.
Writing a Christian book, you're doing an amazing thing, getting it all down on paper. But once you've got the manuscript, then what? Well, you can spend a year or more trying to find a publisher, or you can cut right to the chase. Make your book real with Zulon Press. Finding a publisher is time-consuming and uncertain. With Zulon Press, things are quick and definite. They specialize in one thing, helping Christian authors put their books in print. Zulon Press will publish your book. Zulon Press gets it into bookstores. Your book is on Amazon. Work with Zulon Press and there's no question, you are a published author. If you're writing a Christian book, get your free publishing guide from Zulon Press. Just log on to ChristianPublishing.com. That's ChristianPublishing.com. Zulon Press. Book publishing by Christians for Christians. Get your free publishing guide at ChristianPublishing.com. Zulon Press is a division of Salem Communications, the same people who bring you this nifty radio station.
This is Business 1110.
Yeah, we got some fight in the show today. The eye of the tiger here. You want to start your business? You thinking about starting a business? You don't want to work in the corporate grind? You want to get out from underneath someone else? You're just tired of being a cog in someone else's wheel? Hey, good for you. But you better jump into that pond knowing what you're jumping into. And that's what we're talking about here today, ladies and gentlemen, on the Unleashed Radio Hour. You know, I get a little emblazoned and passionate about this because I truly work in what I do each day, not only to help individuals find success in their careers, which could be your business, but also to help business owners and leaders unleash their business. It's a key to success in all that we do, all the way down to the local taxes that keep a community thriving. Who wouldn't want that to be successful? And if you're not, well, I don't know. We on a different wavelength then. Estamos hablando otro idioma. We're talking a different language, right? So here's the key that I want to talk about. Every quarter, and the Small Business Administration tracks this, businesses open and close, and they'll shutter their doors for over a year, which is officially being closed. Part of this comes in, and I go back to where I started. What is the need that's going to be met, and what are people willing to pay for to have that need met, and where do you fit in your purpose and your passion, your gifts and your talents? How does that equation all come into play? Do you know your why? And I spent a lot of time on that, because if you don't know that, you're going to wake up one day, why am I doing this? And if you don't have your why answered when you get started, it sure as heck is harder to see and understand in the midst of running your business amongst all the chaos that can and will create. I am not trying to paint a negative picture. Hey, if you're a small business owner, you want to chime in, you got a lesson learned, love to hear from you. We got a nice long segment coming up after this one. Call in 713-785-1817. That telephone number again, 713-785-1817. And get into the conversation over here. We'd love to hear from you. Hey, have you learned lessons about running your business? That's what we're doing here. Share it. So a couple things I want to talk about here before we get into lessons learned and that big, long segment on the other half of our upcoming break is this. Is there a need that people are willing to pay you for where you, your gifts, your talents, your strength, your passion, and your purpose can work in that space? See, one of the things you got to understand, look, when we start looking, the reality is, unless you're born into nobility or you have a trust fund or something else, or you win the lottery, which isn't very likely anymore these days, right? You got to go to work. You got to generate cash flow. You got to generate money coming into your pocket, right? And one of the things you can go out and you can Google cash flow quadrant. All right, comes from Robert Kiyosaki. It comes from his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He has another one that's called, the cash flow quadrant specifically. And here's what you understand. We all fall into one of four categories when it works to that cash flow and how it comes into our pocket. You're an employee, which what that does basically mean, you're exchanging time for money. There's no leverage. You work at someone else's process and system, and it only accumulates about 5% of the wealth in the United States. All right? Then that's the E category. Then there are the S, which is the self-employed, which means you own a job. Like me, I own a job or multiple jobs. Again, no leverage. It's about 95% of the population, right? Where you're still exchanging time for money. Now, if you're going to exchange your time for money and you owe the job, and that's what being self-employed and having a small business means to you, then you better make sure you enjoy what it is that you're doing. So what are those? Where is that landscape? And I come back to, what's the need? Who's willing to pay you? Product, good, or services? And where does that align with your business strategy? What's important to you? The third category is a business owner, all right, where people work with you to help make money, right? That means you have a team, you're at a larger scale. Basically, when you're a business owner, you start getting into what that area of passive revenue is, which means I don't want to go to work today. Okay, you got other things that pop up, family life, you own the business, you want to go on a vacation, you want to take a trip to a football game, whatever the case might be, and money still comes into your bank account, right? Because either business, other people are working with you, or processes are working for you. And to put another term, you have passive revenue, which means I don't have to get up, punch a clock, do anything, and money's coming in. That is a business owner. Lots of leverage that's there. And then if you're fortunate enough to truly get to the wealth, then you're the investor, which means you have money to lend to others to make money off of. Any of which are going to generate revenue. The question is, do you want to be self-employed where you own a job, or are you trying to own your job and build a business? And we'll talk about more success strategies on starting your business and making it work when we come back right after these messages.
When I say Italy, what comes to mind?
Venice. Capri. Oh my gosh, Capri was marvelous.
The views, the cliffside views, or traveling to Sorrento.
Pirello Tours. Oh, Pirello Tours, for sure.
Pirello. Hi, I'm Steve Pirillo of Pirillo Tours. With over 70 years of tour experience to Italy, it's no wonder Pirillo Tours is synonymous with travel to Italy.
I think of the culture.
And to walk up to certain areas and touch a wall and think, well, this wall's like 3,000 years old.
Being on a Pirillo tour on our anniversary was better than anything I can remember ever
on an anniversary.
I personally approve every itinerary to ensure a stress-free, once-in-a-lifetime vacation.
Salute! Call now for your free insider's guide to Perillo's Italy. Call in the next 30 minutes and qualify for a $100 gift card when you travel with us. Call 800-531-3990. 800-531-3990. 800-531-3990.
This is Business 1110.
All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're dialing in. We got a nice long segment here. Look, you want to get into the conversation? Love to have you on board. Give us a call, 713-785-1817. That number again, 713-785-1817. If you're thinking about starting your own business, or you think you want to start one, you want to get rolling, that's all great and grand. But there's some things you need to think about, and that's what we really want to talk about. And look, I'm going to do a little fun boast here. I'm so excited. I actually leave in on a jet plane. I know where I'm going tomorrow. I'm actually flying out to Pasadena, California, and I cannot wait. Why? I was blessed and fortunate enough to be selected. I don't know how. I don't know why, other than they love the story. But I was selected for a business makeover on behalf of the small business software that I use to run my business called 17 Hats. Yes, 17 hats, because that's one of the things you must understand, you must comprehend. When you are in business by yourself, for yourself, or you're running a small business, you are wearing many different hats. And that's one of the things that you've got to understand and be aware of, right? I'm able to control only that which I am aware of. That which I am unaware of controls me. Awareness empowers me. Yippers. So I'm so excited I get to be the student. I'm going to learn so many different things. I'm confident of that. Here in the next week when I'm out in Pasadena, California, going through 3 days of a exclusive, targeted business makeover. Now, why do I bring that up? Because one of the classic statements when you start talking about running your own business is you don't know what you don't know. So let's take the train back to the station. Why do you need to have purpose and passion in your step? Does the why you're in business matter? Yes, that why keeps coming up all the time. Because if that is enough of a motivating driving force, you'll find a way to be successful. But see, it's hard because we can get stuck down in the weeds. It's hard because we can get beat up, knocked down, thrown around. The Lord knows it's happening to me right now. Hurricane Harvey. Yo no me gusta. All right, it's just killing me right now. Not where I wanted to be. Things that were on priority lists that are now no longer on priority lists for my clients. Things that I could be doing, should be doing, would be doing, shifted as a result of that experience. Okay, I have to have the ability to be agile and adapt. Well, I am. I'm making some decisions about things to keep me moving forward. And I think the old saying goes is that the necessity is the mother of all creation. I think I got that right. Because guess what? Hey, the necessity is I've got to look at doing things differently in my business. I've got to have that emergency plan. And so the biggest thing that I want to share of a real hard knocks lesson, diversify and focus on multiple streams of revenue. And the ultimate key is I wish I had those passive revenue streams already created. Because as of right now, and I'm being absolutely transparent and honest, my own small business is 100% predicated and dedicated on the fact that yours truly wakes up and hits the floor running. Why do I share that? Because if that's where you are in your business, lots of stress, lots of focus, and you've got to possess a resiliency to make that work. Because you will get knocked down and you won't have to get back up. You will find pitfalls. And if that isn't a strength for you, I'm going to tell you right now, it is hard to be in business. It is hard to be in business. I have people who are like, Ron, you're doing things that I could never imagine doing. And I don't get a big head from it. I'm like, that's just how I'm wired, and some people aren't wired that way. And that's okay. I'm not boasting. I'm not being all braggadocious. I'm just saying I learned over my lifetime how to bounce back when you get kicked down. And that's one of the things you have to understand, that you've got to be able to do that. You also have to be able to be a planner. Now, I'm not saying a professional one, but one that can see, do, and execute. And what I mean by that, you've got to get things done. You can't get stuck in the mundanity. And I do this. It happens to me all the time, right? Again, I'm going to say what I said earlier in the show. Those that start a business do not go into business to run the business. They go into business to do whatever the business was created to do. And those two, they are polar opposites. Managing the day-to-day and doing the business are two separate, huge tasks. See, for me, look, and then you learn when you've been able to do it for a while. And I'm still hustling every day, right? So I go up, peak of business, doing great, and then I have a huge valley. And I go up, and then I come back down. Why? Because I spend so much time doing my business on the peak that I'm not building the next pipeline. And so the revenue and the business goes down. Why? Because now I'm getting the next pipeline built to go back up. So one of the things that I've got to learn, and I don't have the answers yet, so if you do, holla at you, brother. Go out to AtLeastRadioHour.com. Put on my Radio Ron voice, right? Call in. You want to get in this conversation, 713-785-1817. What I'm working to do for 2018, how do I stabilize my business? I'm tired of the ups and the downs and the ups and the downs and the whoops and daisies like Hurricane Harvey. So you've got to be able to put in processes and systems to make your business thrive. That is my whole goal for 2018. How can I do enough different things so that it's not predicated? And how do I create services or a demand for things that I am doing to help generate business? And it takes time to build those. So that's what I'm looking at for the next month and a half, so that when I launch into the new year, woo, I've built. Because you have to do building in the midst of running your business. The other thing that I would encourage you, and this is where now that I've got a baseline and I can see where things are at and where things are going, from a financial perspective, what do you hope to accomplish or achieve in your business financially? Right? What's the target? Right? Have you defined it? And one of the things that I keep going back to, and everywhere I go, and every circle that I'm in the last 3 months, falls down to define, measure, manage. Define, measure, manage. So in financial terms in your business, if you're looking at starting a business and getting into business, or if you're in business, what is that financial mark that you're shooting for each year? Have you defined that? Because if you don't define it, then you're just going to end up where you are. Right? That's just the way that it is. Because you're never measuring it. How close am I, or how far away am I? So that if something goes away, if I'm going to sustain and maintain, how do I refill whatever that financial void is if something went away? Client maybe moved to a different locale, an opportunity shut down that was a great pipeline for business in the past. You now need to establish that. Well, you need to be able to dance in that quicksand, if you will, because you will get stuck. And it can be intimidating. But if you have a plan in place, and you're going to have to adapt that plan as times go forward, then you're going to increase your ability to be successful versus just praying and hoping for the best. You know, that doesn't work out very well. So, case in point, I have witnessed, and I'm going to learn a lot about this when I get out to California tomorrow and later this week. Used to have photographers who could make really good money on taking senior portraits and other type of things. Well, now there's so many people in that landscape and in that marketplace that the photographers I know, they're having to diversify the type of photography services that they offer. Case in point, you can take a photographer, and I know one here, and I know one that's up in Beantown, up in Boston, where so at least I have 2 data points, 2 specific geographical locations that are very different, where their photography services really started out, weddings and your standard things. Well, guess what? So many digital cameras are out there today, it's crazy. And everybody, I guarantee you, everybody knows at least 3 to 5 people that can take those pictures. So what makes it different? Well, then they have to find other areas and other ways by which to make an impact. So guess what a lot of photographers are doing? They're doing real estate photography now. They're getting drones. They're getting fisheye lenses. They're doing the things that they can do that can put a positive approach and view. So when wait a minute, when people are shopping for their homes online, what do they want to see? They want to see it before they spend the time. They can find a home from the seat in their computer at home, right? So we have to reinvent ourselves. And those businesses that will endure are those that stay agile enough to adapt to changing times. So that's the other part of when we go back to, is there a need? Are people willing to pay you? And then how do you, your purpose, your passion, your gifts, your talents, your strengths, how do you fit into that equation? And what's that landscape where they all intersect? And I can't say enough about that, how critical that is. You know, I've been fortunate. I've found a need. The need, as I've identified it, is on an individual and an organizational level. When people ask me, Ron, what do you do? Well, I manage and I own a human and organizational development company. I help grow people and their careers, and I help businesses and organizations achieve the results that they are working towards. And if they haven't defined them, I help them define them and then help them get there. I can tell you what it is that I do. Now, could I do that years ago? Absolutely not. But that's the landscape I play in now. That's the place that I'm at. So it takes time. And so one of the things you have to be mindful of, as the old adage goes, Rome was not built in a day. Well, guess what? If you're making a decision to go and run your own business, neither was your business. It takes time. And you have to understand that, and you have to be able and willing to endure that time while you get your legs beneath you and you can grow. Now, some people might say, hey, that's great, Ron. Look, yes, it is if you're doing your own. There's a couple different ways you can get into a business. Go buy a franchise, right? Why a franchise? Because the processes and the systems and everything is already in place and you're buying a brand. That requires a lot more upfront capital to start a franchise because you have to buy into it. Forget about structure or building or any other resources you need to run that franchise. That's just getting involved because guess what? Someone's built the system for you. So you have decisions to make. Franchise, create my own. None of which are easy and none are for the light of heart. So if you're going to start your own business, you better get started by asking the hard questions about the why and what you're going to do. Hey, we got a couple quick segments when we come back. This is the Unleashed Radio Hour.
Have you racked up more than $10,000 in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? You should know. The credit card companies are tricking you into thinking there's no way out. Credit card companies would rather you didn't know that there are ways you can become debt-free and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. There are debt relief programs that help people like you escape overwhelming credit card debt. National Debt Relief has helped tens of thousands of people just like you reduce more than $500 million of debt. National Debt Relief has helped so many people, they're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. You don't have to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan. You have the right to settle your debt for a mere fraction of what you owe. Reduce a portion of your debt now. Call National Debt Relief at 800-975-5115. 800-975-5115. That's 800-975-5115.
Attention managers, business owners, and human resources professionals. Do you struggle with positively engaging and developing your team? Hi, this is Ron Klinger, host of the Unleashed Radio Hour. For over a decade, I have been coaching and helping leaders just like you. From management and leadership training to individual coaching and support, I can help you address the everyday challenges you face in your business or organization. If you're looking for a partner to your success, call the man who can help you with your plan. You can reach me online at motivationaltransitions.com or by phone at 832-746-9760.
This is Business 1110.
This is going to be cool.
Turning it down here on the Unleashed Radio Hour. Always love the energy that brings here into the studio. Rocking and rolling here today on the Unleashed Radio Hour. Hey, listen, I absolutely believe in the following. I think we are going to see a continued uptick. We're going to see a continued uptick in the number of small businesses that are created, small businesses that open in that small business landscape. I just think it's inevitable. The way that the younger generation, our younger workforce comes in, they want their own, they want to create their own. Great. And I think that's awesome. I mean, case in point, and I go back and I'm going to use the Be Positive segment of the day. I already shared it earlier. Necessity is the mother of all creation. What is the need? And I think that's absolutely huge. Case in point, I used for the very first time, I took a trip last week to Seattle, went up for a football game. Boy, howdy, was it a barn burner. But do you know what business model I was just intrigued by? And it's a small business. It was a startup. And the irony is companies like Lyft and Uber, they own no vehicles. But yet they have this massive fleet of employees that are contract employees that can basically work as much or as little as they want, that they can earn a living. So if they want to drive for who knows how many hours in a day, within the legal allotted amount of what they're allowed to drive, they can. They can take as many different trips as they want to be able to take and pick up. It was so easy. I mean, just all on my phone. Beep, 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 beep. Except, when I wanted a lift from the Houston Astros parade on Friday, and my phone died because of all the people down there, and I couldn't request a lift to get me out of the craziness. But that's another story for another day. But see, there are business models that are spawning up all over the place. And I come back to the statement that I've made 3 or 4 times already today that I'm going to reiterate again once in this segment, which is this. Necessity is the mother of all creation. Go back. If you're looking at starting a business, there better be a need. If there's no need, or you can't manufacture or create the need, then why would someone want to pay you for the goods or service or products that you have? And that's the whole key. Those are the first two. And if that's the case, then you have to find out, how do I fit in there? How can I be successful? Do I have the tools, the resources, the gifts, the talents, and the strengths? Do I have the personality? Do I have the resilience? Yes. You can make your business work if you go into it knowing those things. If you go in blind, you're going to get what you get, and you can't throw a fit. We're going to come back for the final segment right after these messages.
If your car's no longer covered by a manufacturer's warranty, repairing it can break the bank. Rebuild, replace transmission, $3,200. Anti-lock brake system, $1,000. Rebuild, replace engine, $2,400. Truth is, once your warranty runs out, it's all on you. Every last cent. A vehicle service contract just makes sense. And a vehicle service contract from Toco Warranty makes the most sense. Many other companies hit you with a large down payment. With Toco, there's no down payment. And with Toco, you can pay as you go with affordable payments. Don't waste another minute. Pick up the phone and call Toco right now to start saving big money on expensive covered auto repairs. Prices vary by vehicle. The monthly price for most plans, about the cost of a tank of gas per month. Get your free quote now. Call Toco at 800-269-3100. That's 800-269-3100. 800-269-3100. Cancellation fee may apply. Subject to eligibility. Not available in Missouri and Washington. Waiting period and deductible apply. Coverage provided and administered by Warrantech Corporation or its affiliates. Not affiliated with any manufacturer or dealership. Visit TocoWarranty.com for complete terms and conditions.
This is Business 1110.
Can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
Business hits me so hard, makes me say, oh my Lord, I'm thankful for running my biz, taking my house and taking care of my kids. Please do it. All right, I won't free flow anymore. But that's what it takes, man. It takes passion. It takes purpose. It takes pep in your step to run your business so that you can't touch it. Because what you want is you want it to survive and thrive. You want it to be all that you can be. But guess what? It doesn't just happen by the sheer will and desire that that's what you want to do. So what I'm going to close with today is a couple things. One, reach out to people who are running their businesses. Reach out to those business coaches. You're like, well, I don't need to pay a coach. Let me ask you this question. If you wanted to learn an instrument, who teaches you how to do that? Someone who knows how to play the instrument? Can I get an amen? Amen. Right? If you want to truly be successful in whatever domain it is that you're looking at launching a business, find the tools to put into your toolkit to help you be successful. Do you know where your strengths lie? Look, go out, do the work from Marcus Buckingham, do the work from Gallup and the Strengths Finder. I don't care what you do. Go out, use tools like Insights Personality, which I use, and you can learn more at motivationaltransitions.com, where you understand your personality. I know where I'm weak. That's why I got tools in my toolkit. That's why I'm using 17 Hats. You can go to 17hats.com. If you like it, go Unleash Your Biz. Use that Unleash Your Biz as a referral code. You'll win and I will win. Why? Because they've got a referral program and I use the product. And make sure that you surround yourself with people that can support your mission. And I think that's the most critical thing. If you're going to go into business for yourself and that support structure is not there, it ain't going to work. I don't care how hard you roll those sleeves up and get at it and pick yourself up by your bootstraps. You got to have the support system, and you want to be around others who are doing the same thing that you're doing so that you can recognize and understand you're not alone, which is exactly why I created the Unleash Your Business Lunch Bunch that is targeting and supporting, not targeting in a negative way, but targeting as far as providing support for solo entrepreneurs, people who are running their business by themselves, or those entrepreneurs with a small team, 10 to 15, maybe 20 employees, but they don't have a supportive network for the CEO, the business owner, to plug into on a regular basis to stay steady your course. If you'd like to learn more about the Unleash Your Business Lunch Bunch cruise here in Houston, go out to motivationaltransitions.com, contact me there. You can also go to unleashedradiohour.com and follow along with me at Ron Klinger on LinkedIn for more details. As always, it has been an honor and a privilege, ladies and gentlemen, to be here on the airways with you. Truth be told, one more week, and then we're going to take a pause button on the Unleashed Radio Hour. So I cherish and value every time I get behind the mic, and I appreciate the support from my brother Mike for making things happen today, and Miss Goody on the other end, too. Look, we'll be back next week with the Power Pack Show. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have a great week. Do everything you can to unleash your career and business, and if I can help you, get back to me on motivationaltransitions.com. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, see ya.